right, 2 more minutes, we'll get rolling, talking about volume today. I'm going to go over a couple of things with you guys. I'll restate that as well, but I'll go over a couple of things with you guys. Try to get this done in about 30 minutes or hour, or 30 minutes or less, right? Get you guys back to your day so I can get back to charting as well. But let's see here. So we're going to talk about volume. What is it? Why it's important? Why it is in the top tier for key indicators, key factors when we're day trading, how to use it for levels, how to use it for perfect entries and exits. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. All right. So let me do this. And let's get that chat out there. All right. Share the screen. You guys, let me know if you can see my screen right now. You see my screen? You guys see that? Somebody give me some feedback. Let me know if you can see it. All right, good. I see a thumbs up and so. All right, great. All right, we're gonna get going. We got to get going. All right, so this is what's going on, everybody. This is KDW for the Wealth Wells. Let's get our disclaimer out the way. This isn't financial advice. Trading has significant risks. Trade at your own risk. This is just information for educational entertainment purposes only. And what I'm trying to help you guys do is be able to read the markets better using something called the volume profile. All right. So I'm just on a stock here or a ticker or futures here. And we're going to go over really briefly what volume is, why it's important, and how to use it for levels, how to use it to adjust your charts, and how to use it for perfect entries and exits. I'm putting this training together because I see so many new traders have very poor entries, or new traders have very poor levels. They don't understand how to set price levels. They either have too many, not enough. They don't know how to adjust their price levels. So let's go over a real quick synopsis. Price level is not just where price returns to or has trouble passing or rejects or finds support or resistance. A price level represents a major area where buyers and sellers really have agreed on a price, or should I say arguing at a price. All right. So when you see these ups and downs, peaks and valleys, highs and lows of a price, you guys can see that on my screen. It doesn't just mean that, you know, the stock ran up to a level and then it's going to have a hard stop. It represents buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers is represented by volume. Volume can be represented by many different things. So let's just take a quick little look here. Let's go to a stock. Let's go to a fresh stock. I'm going to go to a stock like, let's go to maybe, let's go to PayPal. There we go. We'll go to PayPal. All right. All right. So we'll go to PayPal. We'll go to PayPal. Maybe I got some other charting on here. Let's go to something else. I was working on something with PayPal. So I don't know. Let's see here. Zoom. Sure. We'll work on Zoom. All right. Let's take a look at Zoom. All right. It's a fresh chart. We got nothing on the screen here. And I'm even going to hide the volume profile there. So starting with a fresh chart. All right. Looking at the chart, we already know this is not a class on charting. So we would already know our levels. Now we're on a daily chart right here. So right away, we can clearly see there's some support and resistance. Right away, we get an idea. So let's mark our support and resistance. All right. So I like support and resistance there at 2835 area, 2835 area. I'm going to go ahead and just change this so I can kind of see it the way I like to see it. Okay. And this is a daily level. So I'm going to make this, I think I'm going to make this line just a little bit bigger. All right. That's a daily support level, 2835 area, right? I like that level. I'm going to go to another level. I like really right there. I like 411.11. So around that 411.10 area, around that area, I'm expecting to see some resistance there. Let's go to another level. Around that level there, I like 477.22. And this is just some high level, just first time looking at this stock. I'm looking at where the resistance is. I'm looking at where it's finding support, where it's having trouble breaking through. And I'm getting some levels there, right? That's the first thing I'm going to do with this stock, right? So there's my levels, right? I'm on a daily, okay? I've marked my levels. And what I like to do is I'll come through and I'll also, you know, I'll give a name to my levels in some cases, so my chart doesn't get fully, you know, just convoluted. I also know, or cluttered. I also know that my levels are going to, when I mark my levels, I'm going to have some color combinations. So that's just how I do. I know right off the bat that a bold red line is a daily level. I know it. Why is that important to me? Because it tells me that for the better part of the day or days, I'm gonna you know, find support or resistance at that level. The price is going to stay at that level, around that level. So it's a good area for me to take profit or enter if I break with conviction, with follow through and confirmation. All right, you guys got that? If you got that, go ahead and give me some head thumbs up in the chat so I can know. All right, cool. So late, I love it. Anybody else? All right, Nikki P, good. Now we're talking about now some folks are coming in. All right. I'll wait for some other folks to come in before I keep continuing. Okay, good. So we got started, guys. For anybody that's late, I'm starting with a fresh chart. We're looking at Zoom. All right. And I'm going over levels very briefly to set up volume. Okay. So I'm showing you guys what price levels really represent. What happens is you guys will go to some joker who just started learning stocks and derivatives, and they'll just say, well, look for the highs and lows and blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that's true. But you need to understand, what does it represent? Because these levels are going to change. And how do you know to adjust? Do you want to wait until it rejects, or do you want to have an understanding, maybe a little bit of foresight? All right, so we're looking at Zoom right here, and I've marked a couple daily levels. I've set the level, and I've also named it real quick. Okay, we're using TradingView. This is a platform everyone can use, okay? So I'm on a daily. Now I'll go down to a shorter time frame. Let's go to a 4 hour, all right? Let's go to a 4 hour. On the high level, the 4 hour pretty much matches. You can clearly see there's my daily levels, and you can see where it's finding support. It's finding resistance around the level, resistance, coming down, support, resistance. And with this, I can actually clean this up a little bit, right? If I wanted to add some more levels in here, right, I could add a level, could possibly add a lighter level here, right? And I would, let's make that one blue, and let's call that 4 hour, right? And boom, I've got a 4 hour level here. So what that tells me is that, all right, I can look to take profit or enter here, but I know I'm not going to stay here that long. Price eventually will find support and reject or bounce. Price eventually will break through this level, but I can respect daily levels more. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to everyone, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the chat. Give me some feedback. Let me know you're there. Give me a thumbs up. All right, cool. That's levels. Then I come down to an even lesser time frame. I could do 2 hours, but let's just do 1 hour. So we did daily, we did 4 hour. Now we're looking at a 1 hour, and all we're looking at is does our levels match up, right? Is our levels true? Do we need to adjust them by a couple of points, pennies, cents, what have you, right? So far, that looks like they match up, right? We're finding support, we're rejecting. Maybe we could throw another one in here on a 1 hour if you want to get a little more granular, right? With this one, what do? Come over here. And again, all of this is in all of our training. So I encourage you to go to training, go to the SPY day trading only, come hop in the Discord, go into the SPY day trading, or rather the one-on-one, click the link here, sign up for your trainings. Your training is going to be fundamentals, market indicators, and pre-market. All of this in detail will be covered. Don't think that you know it just because we're training it right here. This is just going to give you an added bonus. This is going to also be, you know, something you can add to your skill set, but it is covered in our trainings. All right. So this is a 1 hour. Let's get back to it. It's a 1 hour. All right. So we got a 1 hour. Okay. Got a 1 hour. We need to put some levels down here too. right? We need to put a level down because we found a floor here. So that's solid. And we'll call that a 1 hour. All right. So you're wondering what are people doing before the market? What are professionals doing on the weekend? Well, they're spending time with their families, number one, but they are also spending time before pre-market, before the market opens the night before, to clean up their charts, get their levels, get their setups in place. All right. So that's what I do. All right. All right. Now let's go down to, we'll say, let's do a 60-minute. No, that's a 1 hour. Let's do a 30-minute. Okay. So we like our levels. We like our major support. We like our major resistance level. Let's keep going down. Let's go down to a 15-minute. Let's keep going down to 5-minute on this one. All right. So here we are. Here we are. All right. Now we could clean these levels up even more. But how do you know really what's happening on this? I want to magnify this. How do you know really what's happening on this stock? Without trying to, clutter up your chart. How do you really know your levels will be respected? Well, you can use volume. So let's discuss volume for a second. All right. The first thing that most new traders and everyone knows is volume by time. Volume by time. Write that down. Volume by time. It simply is an indicator of how many shares, how much volume, buying and selling shares, is being traded on the specific time period that you are looking at. I'm looking at a 5-minute. These volume bars at the bottom represent the amount of shares. Now, here's what's interesting in TradingView. You don't have a schedule or a scale over here to tell you, right? You don't know how many. You just know that this bar is larger than the previous bar here. You just know, okay, this must be more share. But what does that matter? It doesn't really matter to you because you already know, if you've been trading a certain stock, you already know, all right, well, there's some volume in this stock top of the day, right, at the open. And you know that there's buyers here based on the color of the candle, based on the direction of the stock. So you guys got to understand that when you look at volume by time, it just gives you confirmation that buyers and sellers are still there. It is useful because obviously if you see volume just drop off immediately, then you should be exiting. There's not a lot of volume there, but it doesn't necessarily mean the stock is going to dump. It just tells you buyers and sellers are there. And the color of the volume candle, the color of the period candle will tell you whether there's buyers and sellers coming in, and the type of candle. But overall, you're trying to find out, is the hold good? The position that I'm in, is it good to hold? Should I enter at this position? To do that, you're going to need to know, do your pre-market. You're going to need to know how to use the market indicators training and the fundamentals trainings. You will have had to go through training, but you can use something called a volume profile. Now, a lot of your major applications will have it. So Thinkorswim has it. Some, E-Trade, and whatever charting platform you're using will have some type of a volume profile indicator. So let's look at a volume profile indicator here. All right. This is what a volume profile indicator is going to look like. All right. Now the market is not open for this stock, so I'll have to go to one that is open. So let's do that. Let's go to, how about we go to, let's look at some futures real quick. All right. Perfect. We know the futures is running. Perfect. We're looking at the S&P futures contract for March 2022. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at a contract here, contract period. After March, this will be no more. So don't worry about that. But the point we're making here is we got volume by time, and now we have volume by price. All right. Now, I'll tell you this. All right. I've been doing this a long time. I see a lot of traders lose a lot of money, but they don't want to pay for training, or they don't want to get the right training. You are doing yourself a disservice if you're not trying to get training. If you think you're going to scrounge something together and be successful just by tidbits of free. Guys, this isn't the car flipping game. This isn't pallets. This isn't gym shoes. This is the most difficult yet the most lucrative thing you can ever do. There's nothing you can do that's going to pay you more. There are certainly things that bring you more satisfaction. Don't get me wrong. But there's so if this thing is going to pay you the most and has, the most challenging, the smartest people in the world really working behind the scenes here, don't you think you need some training? Don't you think it would be beneficial? Now, I also want to challenge you. I want you to look around the internet. I want you to look at the discourse that you're in. And I want you to tell me if anyone is training you on volume and how to lay out your charts, enter an exit on volume. You have some people out there and they're elite traders. But most people, the newbies, they have no clue about this. All right. So I want to help you guys. I want you to get the training. Again, shameless plug. Go here. Join the Wealth Wells. Go into SPY Day Trading. Look under training tab, sign up for training. You're covering my time to do one-on-ones with you. We won't always have one-on-ones to do. We'll grow too big. All right. So here we go. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to, let's take a look at a week. Let's take a look at a week. All right. So this contract just started in December. So we'll go down to a day then. We'll see it a day. All right. Perfect. Perfect. I don't have a lot of lines on price levels on this chart. So let's do it together. Let's start getting some price levels on this chart. I like right here. I like that. Okay. All right. And we're on the daily. So you know what I like to do? I like to keep my colors consistent. So I'm going to do that now. All right, cool. Oh boy, that's a price level there. We like that. We could go up a little higher, but we know that's the zone, right? Price levels here. We already know that's there. So we want to edit that a little bit. Let's make that a little bit bolder. Cool. Got a price level here. Like that. Let's make that a little bit bolder too. All right, cool. And I'm good with those price levels for now. Okay, I'm good with those prices. Now, let's look at volume. How do I know that my price levels are solid? Well, you see this little gray blob on your screen. See, that's called a volume node, N-O-D-E, volume node. It simply is a representation of the levels of volume, the size of volume. Now, if you were in TOS or another Interactive Brokers or any other platform that has a little more data, you would actually be able to see the amount of shares or contracts or whatever you're trading, the amount of shares here listed to the right. So if I were to bring up my TOS platform, you could see a physical number here. And it would tell me 50 million, 20 million, 10 million, 5 million, 100 million. Then it would scale all the way back down to 3 million. And it would show you as this little blob or sideways mountain peaks out here, you would see that the maximum amount of volume or shares is right here where this yellow line is. This yellow line is called the POC, point of control, okay? If you're still with me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If you're still with me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. All right, excellent, excellent. All right, so this yellow line is the POC. It represents your largest amount of volume for that time period. So looking at a one-day chart, looking at the S&P futures, I know at 4666, I've got a massive amount of volume in this zone. Remember, price levels are not concrete. They're not steel. They're rubber band. It means that this price level can be here. It can be here. It can be here. But this is the zone that that price level is. And what we're looking for is multiple overlap, but we're also looking for the peak of volume. So let's just put this one up here for a second. Let's just move that out the way so you can get a clear idea. Do you see this volume node right here? You see this volume stair-stepping back and stair-stepping back and stair-stepping back here? Well, where the volume first makes a change, you can clearly see there. You see the volume making a change to kind of step down around this 4,700 area. If you see that, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Make sure you guys can see it. I don't want to move forward until you can see it. Do you see that? All right. Anyone else? You guys see it? Good. This tells me that there's going to be a change in volume. And guess what? As we move throughout the day, week, month, this is going to change. You're going to come back tomorrow, the volume node, this big blob, it's going to look differently. So I trade what I see. Right now, this is where volume drops off. It means that this is where volume will stop. Guess what? I put my price level in this area, and it just so happens to match up with the rest, right? It just so happens. Oh, look, there's rejection. There's rejection. There's rejection. Why? Because we have no buyers and sellers. We don't have enough buyers and sellers up here. We got a bunch of sellers, no buyers. See that? Where we have massive volume, we can compete, we can move up and down, we can have volatility. And guess what? That's the second V. That's the second V that you need to trade options daily. You need two of them, volume and volatility. All right. So here's what I do. I'll lay my price levels and I'll double check that based on volume. I'll say, okay, well, guess what? That's a volume node there, right? Volume drops off here, then volume drops off there. Okay, guess what? I'll stick a volume, a price level there. Bam. Does my chart, do my price levels agree with that? Yeah, look, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, many days, we seem to find a base at 4, 6, 5, 7. All right. And it's awful close to our volume node. I like it. I like it. I'm going to move on. I'm going to go down to 4 hours. Wow. Look at that. More volume is reflected, and it is showing like there's confluence, there's agreement, there's harmony with my levels. Look at that. Wow. So here's what I know. I know that if I break below my volume nodes, and I know that there's not much volume beneath a certain area, unless that volume begins to fill in, hey, sellers are going to win. Perfect example. It is 12:19 at 6:54 Eastern Standard Time, and it looks like futures are dumping. Look at that. Broke right past our volume level at 4603, our price level. There's no volume below it, so that means that there's no buyers to step in, and likely it will not find a base until it hits another price level, right? So on a 4 hour, I might be watching this area here. I might be watching that area, all right? It's a 4 hour price level, so you guys know how I roll. I'll give it a different color, and I'll make it 4 hours. Excellent. This is how you chart, okay? Now, I've got bolder, higher time frames marked. I understand they also agree with my volume node and volume levels. I know I've got my time frames labeled, and I know what the stock is going to do based on not just the price level, but volume. All right, that's where I'm at with this. Okay, so now that I've laid out my chart, I've gone through all price levels. All right, let's get another person in here. All right, I've gone through all price levels, right? I've layered and adjusted those price levels based on my volume, because that's what price levels are. They're the presence or absence of volume, buying and selling pressure. That's what a price level is, okay? It's not just some line. And man, oh man, futures are dumping. Boy, oh boy. I wonder if they'll rebound. But boy, that's something's going on. Okay, this is excellent right here that you guys are seeing that right now. You're getting an understanding of what an advanced or elite trader does and things that I can respond to. Like for now, right now, if I weren't training you guys, I'd be trading this right now. I would short this to 4572. Are you guys seeing that? If you're seeing that, give me a thumbs up. You're seeing it live right now. Can you see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it, guys. If I weren't training you, I could right now go into the market, short that, play the futures. Bam. Yes, exactly. Good job. All right, good. You guys can see it. All right, cool. I'm going to move on. Let's go down to a smaller time frame. Now, we got a couple more minutes left for 30 minutes. I only want to keep this training to 30 minutes. All right. Very briefly, let's recap what we talked about. What is volume? Volume is the representation of buyers and sellers. That's what it is. The very simple is it represents massive buying and selling, right? Shares or contracts being traded. Number two, why is it important? Well, because if you don't have volume, your price won't move to the upside. If there's no sellers or buyers or whatever, then it'll just stay stagnant. You need volume for the price to move. You also need volatility. Man, look at futures dump. Okay, let me focus. Man, I'm missing out on some significant money, because you and I both know, and I'm going to show you a correlation here. You and I both know that some of you guys know who's been through the training, when futures breaks this here, when S&P breaks this, we're coming down to another volume level. Boy, oh boy, we're missing some significant capital right here. This is a great example of someone that could come into the market on Sunday night and trade, and you won't even have to worry about Monday morning. You can come in Sunday night, trade, and you'll catch the market when you get around to it, because you've made so much money in the futures market or pre-market. Hint, hint, I don't recommend this, but I've told you guys this in the Discord, okay? For those of you guys who are just joining me for the first time, come join our Discord, the Wealth Wells. Right? It's free. Come join it. We're crushing it every day. Elite traders, let me show you how to trade. Let me show you how to do this thing the right way and not, mess around and lose your money. Okay. So we talked about what volume is. We talked about why it's important, okay? How do we use volume to set levels? We talked about that. We'll look at price levels, support and resistance, and we will compare, overlap that with our volume node at your higher time frames, moving down to the lower time frames. And we can color code or add different price levels as we go down to lower time frames so that we can intraday trade. Let's go down to a lower time frame, 1 hour. Boom, wow, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. Come on, tell me that's not beautiful. Look at how that volume specifically sits right in the middle of our price levels. Tell me that's not wonderful. Now, as we go down to shorter time frames, you can go ahead and add some more levels, right? This gives you intraday targets. We're on the 1 hour, mark a 1 hour, you're done. Now, again, this is just a part, a little bit of just a small part of what it takes to be an elite trader and elite trader rather, in this training. So don't think that I got it all figured out. No, but this is a great start for you guys. Again, the most important aspect to day trading is volume, period. If anyone talks to you and they start saying they don't care about volume, don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. I don't know why that does that, but for some unknown reason, my volume just resets and disappears. TradingView has been having some problems over the last week. So, all right, cool. So we're moving along here. All right. So let's keep it rolling here. Let's go down to a 15-minute. See if we get a nice, all right, perfect. Look at that. All right, even prettier. Look at that. So clearly you guys can see there's not much volume down here. What happens when there's no volume? There's two things that's going to happen. One, the underlying ticker, stock, whatever, it's going to move at a pace until volume catches up. Number two, if there's catalyst in sales, it's just going to dump or it's going to run. So if this stock or this ticker, rather, this futures contract or futures rather, it runs up here and there's not a lot of volume, you can see it stair stepping back. It'll wait till the volume fills in. And if there's catalyst, it'll start filling in very fast. So you'll see this little blob, this volume node, you'll see it start to manipulate and move. But you still already have your price levels in place. You know where the largest portion of volume is at the PLC, and you already have levels that you want to hit. Let's go down to a lower price level here. Look at that. Why is this important? Let's wrap it up here. All right, I'm going to give you this little tidbit here, and then I'm going to open it for Q&A if you guys have any questions, and I'll close out the training there. We've been going for about 30 minutes, and I don't want to make this thing super long. All right, you guys know that I trade on the 3-minute. All right, I use other time frames to watch for confirmation, for direction, but I trade on 3 minutes. I enter and exit trades on that one. Sometimes I'll use the 1 minute, nothing lower. Okay, so don't even worry about it. Okay, so you can clearly see right there, perfect example. You see how this little volume square just popped on the screen? Tell me you guys just saw that. Give me a thumbs up. Did you see that? Come on now. You saw, all right, one person. Okay, good. This is an indication. You see how the price is stalling here? Do you see that? So until volume fills in, without any catalyst, without any good or bad news, we're going to stall. But once the ticker starts to move down that way, see that? There we go. See it? See it adjusting? This is beautiful. You can see it right there. I love doing this stuff live. Look at it. Man, I'm missing a lot of money to talk to you guys. Woo! D-Man, do you see that? Missing a lot of money talking to you guys. That's okay, though. Now, why is this important? I'm going to tie it up together right now. Let's go over to our favorite, our baby, right? What are we going over to? We're going over to SPY. Now, you can't see it because SPY isn't trading right now. But SPY has a nice match, a nice ratio, a nice marriage to the futures. So this tells me right now, if SPY was running, guess what? If SPY was running, well, let me stay here for a second. I can feel very confident that SPY is coming past 460, around past this area, and it is now dumping toward 457. How do I know that? One indicator, won't give it all to you, but one indicator is because I'm looking at one future. Whoa, look at that. SPY is now down to 457. Look at that, man. This is 100% move, easy. Whew, man. If you traded a longer DTE, we just missed out on 50, 30 to 50% so I could train you guys. You guys know this is how we make our money in the market. Come join the Wealth Whales. Come get the training. This is what I'm trying to help you guys to see. Get the training so that you can learn how to fish. And you can do this any time of day you want that the market is open. And boy, oh baby, look at this thing dumping. Oh baby, whew, man, look at that dump. All right. So we've talked about 4 things. Let's wrap it up here. Number 1, what is volume? We understand what volume is. Volume is a representation of buyers and sellers. We need it. What do we use? We use volume by time, volume by price. Number 2, why is it important? Because it tells us, gives us price levels, which we can enter and exit trades. Number 3, how do we use it for levels? We mark our price levels, our support and resistance, and we overlap volume to make sure that we're true, and we shore them up using the volume. Number 4, how do we use it for perfect entries and exits? Wonderful. Once we know that we've found support or resistance at a price level, and we see volume fleeting or coming in, right? Let's say this volume though started to adjust, start to get bigger and bigger and bigger, 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 and we're running up. We have a very good indication, along with all the other market indicators. We got a good indication to hold. We can hold that position. If we get down here and we know there's no volume, that means there's no buyers. There's no buyers there. We got a good, and we have a price level that we're looking to meet. We got a good indication. We got a good indication that we can hold to sell. We can hold, or we can short that stock, or we can hold the position. Now, here's a beautiful thing. This is a good indication of if someone knows what they're talking about. If you joined this training early on, some of you guys are just now joining. If you joined this training early on, you'll know before this volume, before this ticker began to dump, I set this price level. I just set it. Within 30 minutes, I set this price level. And here's what's interesting. As I'm training you, we saw this futures, the S&P futures, we saw it reject here around this volume level, this price level, and reject. And guess where it hit? A price level that we were able to call out literally 30 minutes ago. That's how powerful volume is. That's how powerful experience is and understanding volume and price levels. So listen, I've given you guys the goods on this component. I want you to come over to this screen in the Discord, click the one-on-one tab, and I want you to sign up for trainings 1, 2, and 3. You have to do them in order. We're going to go over this and in more detail on how to enter perfectly every single time and exit. You guys know we're crushing it every single day. Are there any questions? Any questions? I'll put this too. I'll put this this little training here. I'll start building it out and posting it on some of our social media platforms to help folks. Some of the free training. I'll also start putting together some free training and tidbits. These are things I want to tell you guys about during the day, but quite frankly, we're trading live. Can't do it, right? Trading live, that's how we make our money. And then we want to help grow out the Discord. So any trainings, if there's any questions, go ahead and raise your hand and I'll help you out. Okay. If there's no questions, guys, I'm gonna stop it here and end it here. And I want to tell you guys, get the training that you need. Let me help you. Adjust your charts this weekend, okay? Adjust your levels, add the volume profile, and let's crush it tomorrow, okay? DM me for training, DM me for any questions. Hope this helps. All right, KDW signing out.